Hello, beautiful soul. I have received some really powerful messages that I want to share with you. But before I do that, I want to ask for the support from you. I have my rent due of previously 2 months and plus this month as well, which I had to pay on 1st of May. But I told my landlady that I will pay on 10th of May. However, I don't know how I'm gonna do that, and I received that inspiration to ask for it over here, and I'm manifesting the right eyes on me, and I'm manifesting people in my world to be wealthiest and super generous with me, like they happily over and over very joyfully supports me. They love supporting me over and over again, and it just brings me so much, it's just bring them so much happiness to do that. And yeah, just I'm manifesting being spoiled to the max by life, by people in my world. Yeah. So now let's get into the message. And the message was about, and it is the message from your inner child. It is about self-expression. It is an urgency, like consider it an emergency. It's literally an emergency for you to give yourself the space to fully express yourself without the judgment of right or wrong, good or bad, or without any rules. You have to express yourself. you know when and I will tell you what I mean by good, bad, right, wrong, and without any rules. Because we lot of us, we get scared that if we let ourselves be so free, we will do something which is not right for us. We may eat things that are not good for us. We may have sex so much that that's not healthy for us. We may kill people. We may, all these kind of wild fears, right? When I say, like, you gotta give yourself to wildly express yourself. So here, the expression is emotions. You gotta give yourself that space wherein you're talking about your pain openly. You're talking about your fears openly without holding yourself back at all. You're talking about your judgments, how you judge the world, how you judge other people, what you are believing about people, what you find super disgusting, what you find super annoying. You gotta give yourself that space, and give, like, that space wherein you can express your deep sadness, like deep, like, that loss feeling, like literally you are just breaking down. You gotta express yourself, like give yourself space when you are expressing that. One of the reasons why I keep showing up on my YouTube and Instagram, because it's a space for my inner child where I talk about everything very openly. You know why? Because I am giving myself that space. I know currently in my world, I don't have anybody who will understand my pain, who will, recently, like when I lost my mom, I know in the beginning, people may reach out and they ask you. If I didn't had social media, nobody will literally reach out to me. I would be alone in my sadness, in my loss, in my pain, in my fears, and going through something devastating is pain in itself. It's tough. But being in that devastation by yourself, that's that kind of loneliness turns people into criminals. If you ever feel like, why, how can somebody be so psycho, how can somebody be so psycho and so criminalistic? How
Bring magic in your life with my magic paintings. This painting says, dearest God, dearest mother, thank you for guiding me. Thank you for leading my way. when you live around this painting, the way you start to move in this world very bravely, confidently, courageously, you would find yourself becoming most braver, bolder, confident version of yourself, and it's just so much divine guidance and peaceful energies into your life. Super powerful. Super. You can't miss the magic. You can't. I'm telling you, you cannot. Okay. Also, you can hire me and I will channel a customized magic painting uniquely for you. A painting that will bring lot of success, high vibrations, good energies, power, love, and like sacred, peaceful, pure energies into your life. It's so powerful, and
Are they destroying worlds and countries? That's fucking loneliness, you know. And it's so, that loneliness is really hard to go through, you know. And that's what, so giving yourself that space for self expression is going to be very healing. I started my YouTube channel and I was just talking about, I talk about everything because I care for myself. I love myself enough to not let myself turn into a human being who is destructive to other people. And by the way, it's a act of deep self love when you express yourself, when you give yourself the space to express yourself. You know, holding on to that pain and keeping it to yourself, it's not healthy, you know. So loving yourself enough to give yourself that space wherein you can talk about it openly, completely, without any rules, without any judgments. And okay, I was Rani, she's having hiccups. Wait, Ranu, what? So yeah, I was getting back to the story. I started my YouTube channel and Instagram, and I was talking about my mom's loss because I had nobody in my world who would ask me otherwise. Hey, how are you? Not my family. No, not at all. They will be the last person to, yeah. And emotionally, I was just so by myself, and I gave myself that space. And I didn't know that this would lead to that kind of healing for me, because 2 years ago when I started showing up on my YouTube consistently, I didn't know that I would lose my grandfather and my mother just within like 7-8 months, you know. Just within a year, you know, it will all happen, less than. And in the beginning, people reach out to us when somebody goes to loss, and then after 10-15 days, nobody, you know, nobody will remember. You know, that fear is always, that's why I keep, when I miss my mom or whatever, I just share it. I just share it because I want to be seen in my pain. I want to be heard in my pain. It's a very genuine and basic need for every human to be heard, to be seen grieving, to be, you know, seen in their pain, to have their pain be felt. That's why people are doing what they are doing. They're destroying the world, destroying other people because they want to be felt. That's what they are doing subconsciously by putting other people in pain, and that's their subconscious way of, you know, letting other people feel their pain. I read about it, like, you know, if a child is making you feel certain way, like why this child is doing all of this, because that child is feeling the same thing around you, you know, but it is very small enough to word it out to you, you know. So that's why it would subconsciously put that trap for you to feel what you are making it feel. And these people, you know, all the every psycho person, rapist, killer, stealers, or, you know, on the world level, large organization, politicians, and whoever doing crimes, and, you know, because they're internally feeling that way, and they want, subconsciously everyone's trapping each other to feel their pain and their, yeah. And so when I gave myself this space, it's an act of peace, you know. Because when you heal yourself, when you bring love into your life, when you bring opportunities into your life, you do it for the world as well. I have my favorite teacher Teal Swan say, if one awakens, it has a power to awaken many. And when I am choosing that act of peace, act of self love, expressing my emotions, you know, giving myself that space to be seen vulnerably, honestly, to be seen in my confusions as I navigate this, you know, to be seen in that how I figure my way out with, like, you know, stabilizing myself. Initially, you know, when I started my business and all, I didn't know, I felt very, all the time, you know, I felt panicky, like people will look at me and be like, and I'm like, ah, you know, like that. So I was willing to be seen as I figure myself out financially and whatever, you know. I let myself be seen, and it was very you know, like that. But then it's okay, it's okay. You gotta have the courage to express yourself, you know, and never stay hidden. Shame and pain and fears and everything rises, it only grows stronger when it stays hidden. You know, all of these things inside of you, all of this pain and sadness and loneliness and brokenness and limiting beliefs will convince you that you, like, don't tell this to anybody, don't let anybody see this, don't let anybody hear about it, but be courageous enough to share that with other people, to share your pain, share your fears, share your worries, share what is breaking you down. If you do not have trustworthy people, wise people, because it's very important that you share it with wise people. If you share it with just with anybody, they will put you in further under the shame, you know. So wise people, and if you don't have them right now, because I know what it's like, I know it very, I am very intimate with loneliness, I know what it feels like, it's, I know it. Okay, so do these two things. Number one, you can write about it. Get your journal and write about it all without, like, just keep writing about it. Whatever good, if you want to fucking abuse your parents as well because some anger is showing up, don't hold back. Don't be like, no, 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 this is not right, I will stop. Don't do that. You gotta write about it all. You will be naturally led to compassion, genuine gratitude, but you have to let yourself be dirty in the expression, you know, and let your journal see the worst and worst within you, because that is cleansing you. Okay, and you, lot of the times, you know, when, if you are in the, if you have never given yourself the space to express yourself, initially when you hold that pen and sit to write, you're just gonna cry because that shame is gonna come up, and it will just, you wouldn't be able to put a pen or write, you will just keep sobbing. So sob, and then try again next day. You will be able to then write, you know, you will be able to express yourself so much, like you will go so deeply into expressing yourself that within your depth you will find your truth, your love, your that innocent inner child that you have, you know, that is within you, that pure innocence, pure magic. And another thing that you can do, if not journal, go spend time near trees, water bodies, as much as possible. I didn't had friends. I didn't have people. I didn't even know how to talk to people. I didn't even feel like that I am good enough that anybody would talk to me. Anybody would look at me. I was living with those kind of beliefs about myself. Like, why would anybody would want to talk to me? Why would anybody wants to be friends with me? Why would anybody wants to be nicer to me? I felt like very not good about myself at all. And so trees became my friends, water bodies became my friends, stars became my friends, air, the fresh air. I literally would talk to it. I was like, I would tell the air that you are here for many ages, many decades. You teach me, you guide me, you take me where I'm meant to be. And so they became my friends, and just being around water bodies and nature more and more, I was being led so much, because in a way that the loneliness that was inside of me, that convinced me to, it was so deep and so bruised. I was bruised emotionally, and the bruise was so like rotting that emotional body. And many of us, if we were to look into our emotional bodies, it's like infected with lot of like insects on it. Okay, but now we are doing better, we are healing that, and nothing disgusting about it, nothing disgusting about looking at your own wounds. Okay, book a one-on-one intuitive guidance session with me for intuitive or psychic guidance, spiritual guidance over audio and video session. Also get into my 1 month of mentorship and 12 weeks of mentorship, whatever suits you, and we will rise above them. We will clean those infected wounds, and you will be stepping into that pure magical energy of yours anyway. So link of everything is in my bio. Where was I? There was something. Yeah, those I lost my train of thoughts. I don't like it, but it will gonna come back. I know, come back. Yeah, so my loneliness, I was so bruised that I would watch porn a lot. I would do so many things, like disgusting things that were destructive. Okay, like numbing that pain, because I at that time I didn't know how to feel it. I was surrounded by people who were doing cocaine and drugs and all of that. I was not in nature. I was very disconnected. I felt like I had to listen to other people. Even one time, even my family, my father, my mother, who is not here anymore, my mom, she's not here, but at that time she would also tell me like, don't do this, don't make art and all of that. But art was my source of finding my life back, like bringing that healing energy. But once they told me, so I stopped making art. Then I started to do cocaine and like watch lot of porn and smoke up and so many self-destructive things. I thought, yeah, and being in nature helped me so much. These trees, the fresh air, the sun, the stars, the river, they helped me so much that all these self-destructive habits turned into me, journaling for 3-4 hours, 5 hours, painting for 6 hours continuously, and expressing myself and being committed, no matter how hard it is, being committed, enough, like being courageous enough, committed enough, and having that much enough strength in me to show up consistently with my truth. Because there were moments that I felt like, no, I can't show up and I can't share this truth about me with the world. And I say with the world when literally 2 people were watching my videos. Now it's better that now 8 people watch my videos, 15 people, and I hope it only grows more and more, and I have a deeper impact, because I have worked really hard in the last 2 years, and I'm grateful that God gave me that strength, truly grateful for that. Anyway, so these trees, water bodies, stars, sun, moon. Yes, how can we forget our moon? She's magical. Like, oh my god. Wow. They all gave me that strength and like guided me to turn from those self-destructive habits to deeply self-loving habits. Like, wow. you know and now I yesterday, I was like, whenever I would watch other people's stories, I would be tempted like, oh my god, I need to go party and get other people's validation. But I said, no, I am like around 7, soaking the pumpkin seeds and my oats and my rice and my dal and my like my lentils and my, preparing that alkaline water in which you put vegetable like ginger, lemon and beetroot and cucumber and all. I'm preparing that for my next day, and I'm like, wow, thank you god for transforming me into this self-loving human. Where was I? Why was I telling you all of this? Okay, let's get back into yeah, you need to give yourself that space for self expression. You gotta see your wounds, okay? When you go to the doctor, if you had an injury, doctor will first do an x-ray and will see where the bone is hurt so that they can treat it. Because knowing what is actually going on, where is it actually going on, is important. Just like that, the emotional injuries, you have to see, you have to listen to that inner child inside of you. What is its pain? What is its what is it most afraid of? What it is, what it is thinking about other people, about this world, what it is thinking about its own self. Lot of times, our inner child can feel like, oh my god, like my inner child's other day, 3-4 days ago, was telling me that no guy will love me, or I will not be loved because I lost my mom and I don't have like that loving relationship with family. So basically, I'm by myself, and if a guy knows that, they will think that I am unworthy. And then I was like questioning it, that why would I feel that way? Because that's what happens when connection is a very basic need. And when we grow up in isolation, when in our homes, when we were very isolated, like even if we were around people, but we never felt connected to them, we could never share, there was no love, there was no warmth, we would never be able to share our emotions with them. And sometimes many of us go through some like really dark things in our childhood, and we could never discuss it with our parents. We never felt like they were the safe person to share it with. So then that isolation, that then we isolate in that pain, we are isolated. And then in that isolation we can make it mean, because when it goes unrecognized, it fester, it rots, and it will tell you that you are unworthy. That's what happens when we don't listen to our pain, sadness. It will tell you that you are unworthy because this happened to you. As a child, you will not say like, that person was wrong, mom and dad was wrong, the adults around me are emotionally immature. Child will never do that. It will only say like, I am wrong, I am bad, I am unworthy, it happened because of me. And subconsciously it is happening, so don't let it go unnoticed. Here, if you had a child today, you would want to listen to it very deeply, very sincerely, very attentively. And like listen so deeply that even if they are not able to say what they want to, you are able to hear it. Their fears, their pains, their. And by the way, guys, if you're watching me and you are going through loneliness or whatever, you guys, you're not alone. You're not alone. I'm like, I'm with you in it. I'm with you in it. And navigating it, it's very confusing to navigate human relationships, to navigate family relationships. If there is not, if it is not a loving or healthy family, it's tough. And sometimes we can be so scared of this world to put ourselves out there. We feel like we're going to be all by ourselves. Those are my fears as well, you know. And then we feel so lonely that we can go back to places and people and environment that we know is not healthy for us, but loneliness can push us back into destruction. So the cure here is courage. Have the courage to put yourself out there and let life bring you those wonderful people, wonderful friends, wonderful opportunities. Let life open doors of magic for you with a little bit of courage, you know, and start building that safe environment for you. It could be in the form of right teacher, right people, and the company of trees and trees and wait, I'm getting something. Spirit guides, what do people who are watching me, what's their cure for loneliness? Communication, crying, deep breathing, deeper breaths, calmness, and Carl Jung, you know, he said that if you do your work sincerely, the unknown allies will come and find you. Like if you do your work sincerely, like deeper breaths, expressing yourself, self care, shadow work, you know, diving deep into your own judgment and looking at them, how you look at other people, how you judge them, how you judge yourself, what do you feel about yourself when you are, you know, through journaling, through any other form. When you're doing all of this and you're praying sincerely, the unknown allies, like the help will come for you in ways that you don't even know. Wow, it's so beautiful. This message, how it all came together. Yeah, so we you guys, wow, my collective, the people who are watching this, you guys are rock stars. You need to know this. You're a rock star, superstar, beautiful, like magical, really magical, powerful, brilliant. Do you know even how really powerful and magical? I'm getting magical and this big, beautiful, and just really how you see something when you see a pearl or a beautiful fish and when you see a peacock or anything that makes you go like wow, you know, you wonder. That's who you are, like that wonder kind of energy, beautiful. Wow.